How come three of them wait?
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the coach. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Good. Did you try some beer?
Oh yes.
Some cake pastry maybe also? Now that we are running, the air should flow, but make sure that you have twisted the wheels so that they're really, this is the outside wheels, yeah, that they're really, the air is really floating. Just, yeah, they're very strict here in Passau. You can imagine with on this coach park, of course, there's every day coaches going, waiting. And it's all over Germany, in fact, that only when the bus is then leaving their route to turn the engines on. So we are leaving Bavaria soon.
That's why,
We are back, we start
it wasn't
sailing.
just the guys being
Yeah, it was a rule.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So tomorrow you have the opportunity to test the Czech beer if you come to Český Krumlov. Leading the world with beer consumption.
The Czechs?
Czechs, yes. Although I personally think it's the tourists that come to the Czech Republic. It's really the beer that adds to this consumption. Here to the right you see the Danube water level here in Passau is a measure point, 452, you see? 452 centimeters is the depth of the river, so 4.5 meters here in Passau. Oh, it can be between this 50, even lower, 430, etc., up to 550 or so, yeah, so a meter more can easily be here. Yeah.
So the American is he's got one at about 10,000 feet. I don't know if this is cubic centimeters.
Were even flooded already, so that really came within a day and a half or so. And, and a rather unusual timing for floodings, of course, in June. You would think rather of low water right now, but that year with and the adjacent areas. So there was a very late snow melt and then some rainy period. It doesn't, however, necessarily matter what weather here in Passau the weather is. It's really the little tributaries that matter. The Inn River here, of course, brings the snow melt rather from the Alps. And the Inn gets other tributaries. So especially for Passau, of course, it's very likely that there is some flooding before it is somewhere else, because there are these different rivers with the different tributaries. And I kept wondering why they don't go for some high water protection, because you see later on when we're sailing Wachau Valley, for instance, a lot of the villages along the Danube after 2013 now got low concrete walls where one then can insert aluminium walls, in case of. So that it's not spoiling the countryside or the view onto the village that much. Hallo. Ja, ich schau mal, sag mir schnell mal, ich sitze bei diesem Sekretariat und aha, nee, dann nicht. Also es war nur letztens so dumm, dass ich das Fahrrad eigentlich nur rechts und habe gefragt, habe ich ja nicht mehr gefragt, sich zu bekommen. Also ich weiß nicht, das kann sich nicht seltsam, dass ich das Fahrrad am Schiff geparkt habe und dann aber weil auch wieder so, weil das wirklich später schon sieht. Aber nein, das kann ich nicht. We
were going to shoot from the other side though.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Danke dir, super. Danke, tschüss.
that was fun. It was for us.
Yeah, I didn't ask you, how many of the 53 churches did you visit today? Two, okay, well,
We passed by a whole
that's
bunch
not a
of
Sunday though, yeah. Charming skyline here you see of Passau. Yeah, sorry, I got interrupted by phone call, but as I said, I'm just wondering whether or not something like this removable flood protection could be possible for Passau. I'm sure there might be some wise people in the town hall thinking about it, since their town hall is also flooded recently, right? Here it comes
Yeah, but it
again.
was 1501 since it was as taller or higher than
Yeah,
in
exactly.
2013.
Yeah.
It was hundreds of years.
Yeah, and here again you see the bridge that is causing the Passau people, or the people actually that are not living in Passau but commute to Passau, now at least I would say 15 minutes to 30 minutes of their sleep, because there is only one bridge now, and so people who have to commute can only use the bridge that we used in the morning. I know it's a lot of traffic and it will still go on for a year or so. And that's also causing us to park outside, because you see normally the ships would go right in the middle under the bridge, and now they have to squeeze themselves in between this floatable ponton and the houses on the peninsula, so the docking spots cannot be used. So that's docking spots for a total 4 ships. Ilz River. Little river coming from Czech Republic, so you can go there with a canoe. I recently was walking through there, so it's just reaching you. Yesterday I saw people swimming even here, because it's hardly any current. We had these warm days before, 2 weeks ago and earlier. We've seen a lot of people, cooling down in the Danube River, I would say. You see also beaches on the other side, and if you look to the right, you see now the different colors of the rivers again. If you were at the confluence, you've seen that earlier on. And you see it takes a while, and you see how these rivers blend into each other, the waters from the Danube, and further away the milky greenish of the Inn. Yeah, and in case you had missed the bus or the ship, you could have rented a bicycle, because all along the Danube River there is this bicycle path. And the stretch Passau-Vienna is very popular, to do that within a week, which is sort of a reasonable time, so that you can bike, well, let's say maybe 50 kilometers a day, 40 miles or so. So still time for a beer or two in between and a visit. And you stay overnight. And if you do it this direction, like we are going, you usually have the wind in your back, because the wind here traditionally comes from the west in the Danube Valley. And you see it's more or less flat, because it's always close to the Danube River. It's very popular. I mean, here it's close to the street also, very popular to bike along rivers in Europe also, because these tow paths that in the past were used to pull barges were transformed into bicycle paths. Oh, I see our captain walking already ahead, checking out that the sailors. I think Hotel Major Michael is waiting for us. So please hand in your boarding cards right away. So that we